Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode here on Moving Up with the Miclettes.
Moving on up.
And now that we are in the new year, we are going to be sharing a few things that we have on our life list for 2021. And so we're going to be sharing about 4 or 5 items for each one of us and just giving you an idea for what some of our goals are for this new year. All right? So, you want to start it off?
No, you can start.
You want me to start it off?
But I will say that, so we created the life list because I feel like too many people have bucket lists of things they want to, accomplish later in their lives when they've retired, when they feel like they have more time. And this is just something that I had started and I had, suggested to Joseph, like, okay, well, what's something you want to accomplish within the next 2 months or 3 months or within this year? So stop putting stuff on your bucket list. Let's just try to, accomplish things that we want to do now. So this is what we're discussing today.
Mm-hmm. And I will say this. I had never heard about a life list until Sherri mentioned it about a year or two ago, maybe 3 years ago, right? And so this whole concept of a life list was like, that makes a lot more sense. That's a whole new perspective on trying to, set your goals
And live your life now.
and living your life for the moment. Exactly. All right, so I'm starting it off. All right, here we go. Number 1 is to earn at least $10,000 this year in supplemental income from DJing.
I could get with that.
Yes, I think we could all get with that. Now, I will be honest with y'all. Going back and doing some of the numbers for 2020, I was on pace for about 20 G's just from DJing. And then COVID hit way back in March. And that really put a huge pause on that supplemental income. So going into 2021, a lot of those events that I lost out on from 2020 got pushed into this upcoming year, 2021. However, some of those events are being rescheduled again for 2022 or just canceled entirely. So being realistic and still being optimistic, I'm putting things in perspective, and it might be on the conservative end to say at least $10,000, maybe more like 15, but I'm going with at least 10. I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to be optimistic. But yet, I'm also trying to be very realistic about the situation.
And my first life list for 2021 is to get my gun license.
Whoa. Y'all better watch out.
Yeah. So last year,
real.
my life list was to learn how to shoot a gun. So I had actually joined a all women's group at the gun range. And I fell in love with it. It was, we only did it once a month, but that was just that me time. I went and focused on just learning how to, the mechanics and all of that on how to shoot a weapon, doing it properly, safely, and all of that. And I really enjoyed it. So now this year I'm making the goal to get my license finally. So yeah.
Now, would you say that it was also a stress release for you?
Oh, definitely. So like literally when you're shooting the weapon, trying to focus on your target, that's all that you're focused on. So that was something that, if I was stressed out, I'm like, okay, I'm going to the gun range tonight. I'm just going to get it all out. It was nice.
And how often would you go?
We met once a month, but I mean, you can go anytime you wanted. But I never hooked up with any of the other ladies and did it, so I just saved it for that one time a month. But
All right. Well, my number 2 item on my life list for 2021 is correlated with my number 1, and that is to actually teach the kids how to DJ. Every time that I'm in the garage and I'm practicing, they make their way into the garage and they like to dance or get on the microphone. Lyra.
she's our MC.
Yeah, she likes to hype it up, right? And so they've expressed to me that they want to learn at some point, and I've been wanting to teach them since we've been home since March. That's actually been on my mind a lot, and now that we've been in school since September, going into the garage and practicing has been an opportunity for me to release some stress while practicing, but also just kind of give myself an hour or two just by myself. But I want to take it a step further and actually teach them how to DJ, both on controller and turntables.
So you
right?
can hire them later, right?
Possibly. Possibly. And so, just giving them the foundations of DJing, getting them to learn the learn the different components of turntables, everything from the different parts to how things work. Getting them the opportunity to actually touch vinyl, and go through my records, something that I used to love when I would go hang out with my cousin, David. Shout out to DJ Addiction. I would just look through the records while he would be in his room practicing, and so for me it was an opportunity to dive deeper into the DJ culture, and look at the artwork on the sleeves, touch the vinyl, and it was a different appreciation that I learned at a very early age of my DJing career. So I want to teach them that as well, and give them an opportunity to be exposed to that, as opposed to just saying, hey, well, my dad's a DJ.
Yeah.
I want to introduce them to that. If they like it, they like it. If not, hey, at least I introduced it to them.
Yeah. So my second one, which goes along with my first one as well, is to finally obtain the weapon that I have wanted for like the past 2 years.
Don't tell nobody. Don't let them know. Don't let them know. You holding.
Yeah, but if you're safe
You're
with
holding.
it, you're not supposed to have the magazine inside, as long as you're abiding by what you're supposed to abide by, it should be cool. But yeah, that's my second one. Obtain my weapon. So don't be trying to come up in here.
All right. Now, for my third item on my 2021 life list is to continue building our investment portfolio. I know it's not something that's exclusive just to me. I'm a few years older than Sherri.
You make it seem like he's like 15 or 30 years older than I am.
I'm a few years older than Sherri. And so for me, especially after 2020 and learning a lot of the lessons from 2020 from a financial perspective, taking the steps that we took in 2020 to establish our portfolio, definitely want to increase the portfolio. I definitely want to add to what we have in there, build onto it, and taking the proper steps from a financial literacy and a financial knowledge perspective, to really expand on that portfolio, which then of course means that as we get closer to retirement in 9 years, both of us, that we're going to be a lot more confident and
manifesting it
and secure in that venture.
So my next one is to at some point eventually start my workout channel.
Boom! I'm with that. I'm with it. And who's going to be your editor?
Okay. I mean, of course you. So
who's going to be your videographer?
Probably you too.
Who's going to be your marketing agent? Of course, me.
That's what we a team.
Right.
Do you want to get out there and do the workout instead?
That is true. I mean, I can coach you through the workouts.
Okay.
I just don't want to be working out on camera.
We gotta get you some Speedos and all of that.
But you know what though? I will say this. I probably will join you for some videos. Like I'm not opposed to it. I'm not against it.
All right. Y'all heard it.
Yeah.
So
I'll join you.
And his little Speedos and tights. All right.
Hey.
We with it.
I got my compression pants. Throw some shorts over it.
Yes. So like I said, starting the workout video channel, whatever you want to call it, it is something I've thought about in the past, and it's always been like okay, well, I'll get to it, down the line. And like I said, since we create these life goals for ourselves, I want to go ahead and put that on here and not just keep pushing it off, and also just drop all the doubt of it won't be successful, or I won't be able to do this, or I won't be able to do that. So I just want to start. That's always the first step.
First step. Yep.
Starting.
Yep. For my number 4 item, of my 2021 life list is to continue making our backyard improvements. Now, we have talked about a number of different ideas that we have for our backyard going back to this past summer. And I really want to create the backyard that we want to enjoy. That includes everything from landscaping to building our planter boxes so that we can have our garden. That even includes our shed that we want to have constructed in the backyard.
Our we shed.
Yes, it's not a he shed or a she shed. It's
a
our we shed. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. We just
You heard it here first.
That you probably did. You probably did. And we want to do a lot of things with that shed, right? Maybe make it a studio. Maybe make it an office. Make it some sort of a getaway, an escape for the two of us.
That never happens. You know,
It's
the
going
kids
to
gonna
be.
be right up in there.
It's
Probably
gonna
have
be.
all the keys.
Well, that's why we don't let them have the keys.
Right.
There you go. That's simple.
All right. So, I think my last life list for 2021 would be to start making more things from scratch, as well as to kind of getting into juicing. So I guess more of a healthier aspect in regards to what we're consuming. You know, I even made a juice today. Hey, cucumber.
And it was delicious.
Yep. So
Hella good.
Cucumber juice. And
Hella
the kids
good.
are even enjoying it. They keep asking for cups. I'm like, all right, okay. So, you know, it's just more so knowing what is going into the food. So when I'm making the stuff from scratch, which I did make brownies yesterday, I'm just on a roll.
And they were hella
On
good.
a roll. You know, just knowing what I'm putting in there, being able to put what we can consume and what'll work with our bodies into the food, as opposed to just buying something and being like, oh crap, this has dairy or whatever, you know, in it already. And then I'm like, why, you know, what I'm breaking out, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Something had, you know, something in it that I could not eat, but I consumed it anyway. So at least this way, we're knowing what's going into the food and, you know, making it more healthy. The kids will be able to drink it and eat it and whatever that case. So I just think I want to get more involved in that and bringing it more into our life.
Yeah. And for my last life list goal for 2021 is to continue learning. I want to learn more about how to improve this YouTube channel, starting the kids' YouTube channels and building that up. You know, just continue learning how to improve from a YouTube channel and video recording perspective. Continue learning to become a better DJ as well. And then gardening, something that I got into during the early months of the COVID restrictions and stay at home orders and shelter in place and distance learning and distance teaching process was gardening. And I found it to be really fun. I went into it with
Therapeutic.
It was therapeutic. It was. It really was. It was therapeutic. So part of the garden in the backyard is to help us be more self-sustaining throughout the seasons and not spend as much money at the grocery store for things that we can just grow here. And it's healthier, like you said, right? So if Sherri wants to juice, hey, we got some fresh vegetables and fruits to juice that we grow in our garden.
Go ask Farmer Joe to pick me some stuff so I can juice it on up.
Yep.
But thank you for
thank
joining us. And hopefully, you know, we've encouraged you to maybe make a life list for yourself. And not necessarily that your goals for 2021 aren't the same, but I'm just saying, if there's something you've always wanted to do it now. Don't put it off, because you never know what can happen. That's all I'm going to say. You never know what can happen. Life is just real fickle. So
it's too short. Life is too short to put things off when you can have fun and enjoy and live for the moment.
So do that today.
Yeah.
So go ahead and like, subscribe, share, comment, do all that, and keep moving up with the Miclettes.
There you go. Move on up. Have a wonderful start to your 2021 and accomplish all the goals on your life list, y'all. We'll see you next time. Peace out. Don't be annoyed by your husband with your pink lips and juicy lips. I love your curls. You can laugh, you can smile.
Let's start.
For the camera. I'm saying. It's funny how all my life list goals incorporate other people.
All right.
for my number 4 item, we're on 4, right? Continue learning more about, working out. We're gonna have to do that part again.